in the previous part where we created the paint polygroups, I want to introduce one more important tool here for the attributes, which is the edit materials. Let me click here and check the paint polygroups. And as you can see, we have this structure of different groups for this particular mesh. What I'm going to do now is to make a quick demonstration of how you can paint with different materials, different sections as well of this polygroup. Let me change this group right now at 9 because I want to paint this one as a 9. Now let's accept. And as you can see, if I go to the edit materials, I have several options to paint this object. The options will be associated with this selection mode. I can define in the selection mode something that is called all in group. What does that mean is that when I select one element of a specific group, all the elements, all the sides where this group was defined will be selected at the same time, as you can see here. I can select the one on the top, and this is another group, and all the elements of this same group will be selected. Let me do it again. Let's shift, and with shift and click, I unselect all this. Let's click here, and with just one click, I will select all the objects of this group. Let's do it again. Now, let's say that for this side, which covers, I think, these two sections, good, I want to apply a material. In the started content folder, you will have a folder called materials, and here you have different groups of materials. Let's say that I want to apply this material to this point, to this part of the mesh that I have. Well, the first thing is to open the section of the materials here, and you can see the default material for this object. I want to add a new material for this object, so I'll click here with Add Element, and then I will select the materials that I want to add as a new one. Click, drag, and drop here. I have the second material added, and now, as I want to apply this material to this section, I will select from the active material the new one that I just added, which is this one. And as this section is selected, now I can assign active material, and the material is assigned to this specific section. Let me do something different. Let me say that now I want to paint the top with a different material. Well, I select the top. Let me find a totally different material like this grass. I will select another element for the array. Let me put the grass here. Now we'll select that this is the material I want to apply for the selection that I did, and then I can assign the material. And as you can see now, we have an object that has two different materials applied for the same static mesh. Now, this is not the only option that you have, because the selection mode allows you to take different ways for selecting the different sides of the mesh or the different geometries of the mesh to paint as you wish. Let's say that I want to use the brush. I don't want to use all the selected materials of the same group. I just want to use the brush. Well, if I use the brush, I can say, well, I want this material, and let's say this material for a new one that I'm going to pick. Let's say this metal rush. I will add a new material, metal rust, put in here, select the metal rust, and as I have these two selected, now I can say assign active material. And now you have this combination of different materials for the different elements, the different triangles of the geometry that defines this static mesh. This is a very important tool to use because in the time when you are going to create, I won't say this structure because this static mesh is very simple. It's just a cube. But when you are going to create new static meshes that are more complex, you probably want to define different types of materials for different sections. And this is one essential part to understand and to replicate. I invite you to play with this because we're going to use it a lot.